What's your major, Sergeant?
Math.
Math. You mean like, what's the square root of 64 plus x equals 11 kind of crap?
X equals 3. Basic algebra.
Wow. Let's do that off the top of your head.
Where'd you go to school?
I go to the community college.
Yeah, what are you gonna study?
Criminal justice. I'm gonna be a CSI.
You've seen the show, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, you see all the math and the science.
Yeah, there's a lot of lab equipment and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty easy.
Yeah, and a lot of math and science. Tell you what, I got about a year left at the university. When I get back, if you want, I'll tutor you. Tutored the entire basketball team last year.
That'd be great. I suck at basketball. What are you gonna do when you get back?
Get back to school, get my degree.
In math?
Yeah. Get me some math. What about you? You got any big plans when we get back?
I got a lady waiting for me.
Good.
Maybe settle down, get the whole white picket fence kind of a thing.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
For somebody else.
So, tell me again why we're inviting everybody from your work.
Jeez, Brian, it's not a birthday party. It's our wedding.
Yeah, didn't answer my question. I don't even know any of these people.
But I do. This is important to me. Besides, think of how many more gifts we'll get.
Yeah. How many Saturdays I'm going to spend writing thank you letters to a bunch of people I don't know. But, you know, if it's what you want. Whoa!
Oh my gosh! What the hell is wrong with you, Brian?
Don't tell me you didn't just see that!
What? The truck on the side of the road? He wasn't even close to us. Slow down.
Not till we're in the clear.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay, Brian. What is going on?
I don't know. I just thought that. Oh man, he's never gonna believe me.
Believe what? What are you talking about?
Let me do the talking.
Whatever. Maybe you can explain it to the both of us.
Now what? When I pulled over, what's he doing?
He's got to run our plates first. That's what cops do. Haven't you ever been pulled over before?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I don't know. Something's not right.
Yeah, I know what you mean, something's not right. Some guy just swerved into oncoming traffic and damn near caused an accident.
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. I mean, we're sitting ducks out here.
Honey, calm down. It's okay. We're home, we're in our car, everything's okay.
I help you?
Hi, I have a 1 o'clock appointment with Mr. Samuels from HR.
Okay, he's not quite back from lunch just yet. You can have a seat over there until he gets back. You're really early.
I'm never late.
Hi, you must be Lisa. I'm Troy Samuels, the HR director. Hope you haven't been waiting too long. Please have a seat over here.
You want to conduct the interview here?
This really isn't a formal interview. I've already read your resume. I just have a few questions about it.
Certainly. I was under the impression that I was interviewing with you today for the operations manager position.
Well, that's where I have a couple questions, Ms. Gregory. We're looking for someone with critical leadership skills in a high-stress, high-production environment. I didn't see anything on your resume that would indicate you have this type of management experience.
Actually, it's Mrs. Gregory. And I'm sure that my resume showcases my abilities and attributes in that very area.
Not from what I read, I'm afraid. In fact, the only thing that remotely sounded like management experience was your indication of, here it is, a senior staff NCO with a service support battalion?
It actually says Combat Service Support Battalion. It also says a tour in Iraq and one in Afghanistan.
Well, yes, but isn't that just a fancy new way for the Army to say in the rear with the gear?
In the rear. Admit it. You read my resume and determined that because I'm a woman, I am not capable of handling a crisis situation, no matter what my position in the military was. And FYI, Mr. Samuels, there is no rear in either theater. But I wouldn't expect you to know that, having never been there yourself.
That was completely uncalled for.
Not exactly, sir. Your belittling of my service already set the tone for this conversation. You see, I did my homework, as any aspiring applicant should do. I researched the company I was applying to. For instance, when the inevitable question of what I offer this company was going to come up, my answer would be compliance.
Well, we already have that, Mrs. Gregory, and I certainly don't want to waste any more of your time.
Actually, you don't, sir. For instance, did you know that this company did over $23 million of business with the Department of Defense last year? That it employs over 1,400 people? How many of those are veterans?
I don't think that's really relevant here.
Title 38, United States Code, Section 4212D, requires you to to meet a certain threshold regarding the hiring of veterans. It also requires you to openly disclose those facts with the United States government. I did the research, sir. It's a Vets 100 report. It's a report you failed to file last year. But as the HR department head, I'm sure that you would be aware of that fact. You see, the Army taught me how to do my job and how to know the regulations that I need to comply with. Life is about lessons, Mr. Samuels. You're either teaching them or learning them. So don't worry, you didn't waste my time. Let's go. Let's put these things together. Come on. Great for me, Anna. Good job.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see.
I'm sorry. Bro, I'm really sorry, okay?
Yes, Jed, that's why they call it a bell curve. I don't think hump curve is going to catch on, but you can use that if you like. Mr. Thompson, got a seat right up front for you. Now, the reason the bell curve is most often used in statistical reporting is because it shows the clearest examples of continuous probability distribution. Now, from your assigned reading on Monday, who can tell me the name of the German mathematician who developed this formula, known as the standard normal distribution formula? Mr. Thompson.
It's Carl's. Something rather.
Yes. Carl something or something. One of the greatest mathematical minds that ever lived. Kind of like that guy, Albert, what's his name? You know, the dude who said space was curved or something. Mr. Thompson, if you're not going to study the material, you know, why bother coming at all? Now, the answer I was looking for was Carl Friedrich Gauss. Now, what Gauss was able to prove was, and I quote, when properly scaled and translated, the corresponding cumulative distribution function is known as the error function. And that is this formula over here. Now, I got to read some other stuff here. You're going to want to check out page 62 in your manuals. For theoretical reasons, such as the central limit theorem, any variable that is the sum of a large number of independent factors is likely to be normally distributed. For this reason, the normal distribution is used throughout statistics, natural science, social science, as a simple model for complex phenomena. For example, the observational error in any experiment is usually assumed to follow normal distribution.
The propagation of uncertainty is commuted using this assumption.
Get this stuff down, people. I might scramble your brain a little, but gotta be done. Now, it is vital you understand the difference between the two, because that's going to be on the test. All right? Okay, that's all for today. See you on Friday.
don't get it. In high school, you were a walking encyclopedia. I know you read that chapter last night, otherwise you would have gone karaokeing with me.
You know, I read that chapter like 3 times. I just don't understand it. And I know I read it, it's just... I don't remember what I read.
Still getting those headaches?
No, it's more like a ringing in my ears. Like my head gets like foggy. You know, I just can't concentrate.
Maybe you should go see a doctor.
Yeah, they told us about this place at the VA, but I'm not sick or anything. It's just, I just can't focus.
Who said anything about being sick? I don't like doctors or hospitals any more than you do, but it wouldn't hurt to go hear what they had to say. I'll even go with you.
I'll think about it, thanks. I gotta go.
Yeah. Let's go get some work.
My name is Dr. Jennifer Romiser. I am a clinical psychologist who works with returning soldiers and veterans with traumatic brain injury, also known as TBI. As you saw in the previous story, symptoms of traumatic brain injury can impact day-to-day functioning. Mild traumatic brain injury, also known as concussion, is the most common form of brain injury in both the civilian population as well as the military population. It is important for you to know that in the vast majority of cases, individuals who sustain a mild traumatic brain injury completely recover in a matter of weeks to months with no long-standing or permanent injury. Recovery following mild TBI is normal and expected, and things like rest, decreasing stress, and protecting against further concussion all help to facilitate this recovery process. Treating mental health issues like post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, sleep problems, and substance abuse is also important for recovery. If you are concerned that you have sustained a concussion and are experiencing ongoing difficulties, I encourage you to seek medical evaluation by a healthcare professional with training in brain injury. I suggest that you visit your local VA, as there are medical and mental health services available to help evaluate if brain injury is a concern for you. The VA is dedicated to providing services to help you and your family adjust and recover from brain injury. To learn more about brain injury, please visit the Defense and Veterans Brain Injury Center website at www.dvbic.org.
The VA runs the largest integrated healthcare system in the country and right now is adjusting to the changing face of our newest veterans. Men and women returning from deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan face new physical and emotional challenges. Our goal is excellence in comprehensive patient care. Our employees, many of whom are veterans themselves, work here for a reason. They want to take care of veterans, and they want to make sure they're getting the treatment they deserve.
The OEF-OIF team is here to welcome home new combat veterans and uncomplicate the process of getting the services that they've earned. OEF-OIF veterans are eligible for 5 years of free medical care for anything related to their deployment, and this includes wellness physicals. We also provide vital readjustment counseling for successful transition back to civilian life.
Combat and other traumatic events can have serious negative consequences for our returning veterans. Post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic homelessness, traumatic brain injury, chronic pain, substance abuse, suicidal thoughts and behavior are some of just a few of the very real serious problems confronting our returning men and women.